Welcome to the Hustle Wing podcast. Today we are joined by the lovely Karen Fry. She is the owner and CEO of Spirit Tours. She's going to walk us through what Spirit Tours do and just have a good time. So thank you so much for joining us today, Karen. How are you doing?
I am doing great, fantastic, awesome, enthusiastic, and happy to be here, Izzy.
Love that. All the best adjectives.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm hyped. Okay, cool. So please talk to me. What do you guys do at Spirit Tours?
Well, Spirit Tours is a niche tour company,
Mm-hmm.
unlike probably any you've come across. We lead sacred guided tours for small groups of people around the world to
Yeah.
destinations, and we focus on spiritual experiences, on the group being connected to themselves and something greater to themselves, and being a positive force for good while traveling. So there's many
Amazing.
layers to Spirit Tours, and
Okay.
it's a company that was established in 2003, so it's been around for over 20 years. It was
Wow.
sort of a surfer dude that lived in Bali, Indonesia, and raised his kids and then moved out to Northern California. And
Mm-hmm.
a spiritual community said, "Would you take us to Bali?" And he said, "Sure, why not?" And that started a family owned business. And I traveled with my community from Dallas for about 9 years with Spirit Tours, going to places like South Africa and Bali and Bhutan and
Mm-hmm.
lots of New Zealand, lots of places. And I wanted to travel the world with my camera in the hand. So a year and a half ago, I purchased Spirit Tours from him. And so it's
Amazing.
really me and a very successful company managing huge growth and a big waiting list for all our tours.
I
It's a
love
good
that.
problem to have.
It definitely is. Okay, that's awesome. I love that you kind of put like the spirit, or I don't know what other word I would use, into the tour, like into the holiday and stuff. A lot of the time people go to places and they kind of don't really connect with it, sort of, on a deeper level. So, yeah,
Correct. You could
could you?
say spirit, God, whatever you want to do. And yes, and what's happening, like we would be very considerate and curious and concerned about, for example, what takes place in South Africa and what has transpired in South Africa. And then there's
Yeah,
also animals and nature. And
yeah.
in Bali, it's Hinduism, right? And
Mhm.
it's just all over the world. And if it's not a particular type of faith-based or something like that, well, in Ireland, Celtic, things like that. But it's really about it's not religious, it's spiritual. And that's
Yes.
sort of the key. That's who we draw.
Yeah.
Though anyone's welcome, but we're connecting to something greater than ourselves, to one another and the people that live there, and to leave it better. So we're not a consuming tourist. We're
Yeah.
actually integrating. And what gifts can we bring home with
Yeah.
us and integrate into our daily lives? Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So, what can I expect if I book a trip with you on Spirit Tours? What should I expect?
Well, you're going to expect, if you travel alone, especially, or with a
Mhm.
friend or a family member, that everything's going to be taken care of. You're going to know how to fly in and where to fly into, and from the time you
Yeah,
land to the time you go back to the airport, you're just having a priceless experience. We
hmm,
also meet together. We call it a traveling tribe. We meet together 2 or 3 times before we even meet in person. So
okay,
everyone gets to meet each other and set intentions, and also make sure they know exactly what they need to pack, what to do, to
yeah,
be fully prepared to just relax once they
yeah,
arrive. The other thing you can expect, you're going to be in some beautiful accommodations. We stay away from the chains. We really don't like those. They're really these boutique properties, so we can
yeah,
help small business people wherever we go. You know,
mm,
whether it's tour guides or boutique hotels or restaurants and all of
yeah,
these things, unique activities that you couldn't really get to do if you just traipse around by yourself or went on some big tour like Viking or whatever.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of great accommodations,
Hmm.
experiences, food, and
Hmm.
connections, and you probably come home with some great friends for life.
Oh, amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing, Karen. Okay, so yeah, so you mentioned that you purchased the company really. What do you have a background in tourism?
No, I have a background in sales and marketing for 23 years and then 10 years
Okay.
as a spiritual leader. And
Okay.
so I know how to grow companies. I know how to help people connect and manifest and transform their life.
Yeah.
And I've been an international traveler in my own life for about 15 years, and I love to travel. So it has been sort of drinking from a fire hose for the first year and a half, but I
Okay.
had the founder and, connections and tours and
Yeah.
website and stuff like that. But I always up level things.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm working on doing now, is to make sure every experience is mind blowingly priceless and transformative, because that's how we get business. Is it's word of
Yeah.
mouth. we don't
Yeah.
we don't need to advertise, because people tell their friends and so on, and you got to
Yeah.
travel with spirit tours, and that happens.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm going to ask you a controversial question now. And which
Okay.
one has been your favorite tour so far?
That's a tough one. um it is. It's uh Yeah, that's a really tough one for me, because they all have something so unique. I'll say some surprising things.
Okay.
You hear about Ireland, it's meat and potatoes. It became a foodie tour, and I'm a big foodie person, so I
I love
really like that, along with the
it.
nature. I will say that South Africa is one of my favorites, because I'm also a professional wildlife photographer.
Yeah.
So getting to go on private game reserve,
Yeah.
and just have that experience just blew me away. And the tour that we have yet to do, that I do think will be my favorite, is in 2025 in Uganda. Thus,
Okay.
this picture, the evolution of consciousness, and being with
Mhm.
the gorillas and the chimpanzees and everything else. Again,
Yeah.
that's just a place that a lot of Americans don't go to. So
Yes.
that's the other thing, is it's primarily Americans
Yeah.
going out of the country and being more loving and open and engaging than maybe people in your country have seen from
Yeah.
Americans. So we are a force for good when we travel.
Yeah.
Um, I would say, yeah, it's tough, but I would say South Africa is probably my favorite thus far.
You're buttering me
So,
up and I love it.
Izzy, you gotta go. I mean, really, I love it, love it, love it. I can't wait to come back. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. This is my favorite interview. It's done. Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. So, Karen, what are some of the challenges that you guys are facing at Spirit Tours at the moment?
Well, the challenges are, it's a very successful company with very few people doing it.
Mm,
And I I'm looking for special people to assist in
okay.
I call it the 20,000 hours. People that they don't have to be experts, but they know what they're doing better than I know what to do. And
Okay.
so the challenges is really the organization of keeping up with all the
Mm,
tours. Last year, first year for me as an owner, we did 5, and that was typical for spirit tours, about 5 to 8 a year. This year I'm
okay.
doing 11. And
Ooh,
I have so much business, we could do 2 to 3 times that with enough
okay.
organizing and all of that. So
Yeah.
our challenge is I can't do everything. So, for example, I have great video and pictures, because I am really good with those elements,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't want to nor have time to edit and
Mm,
make videos. So, I could use a really good video editor
yeah.
that wants to put together videos that make you want to go on a tour. Like, I have
Yeah.
all this stuff that I've shot, and it's like, I don't have time. I don't even have time to look at pictures that I take. All last year, I went to cool places with my camera, and I've yet to look at those pictures. But anyways, some people that are really good with websites. It's an existing website. It's functional. It's
Yes.
okay, but eventually it's going to need to be redone. But in the meantime, how to make SEO better, how to really do it. And I get people all the time wanting to do that,
Yeah.
but I just don't answer them. It all comes in through spam, that kind of thing. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you have problems with your website? Probably. But, you know, um,
Who doesn't?
I tell you another thing is anybody that's a really good CPA that wants to give tax advice to a profitable company. Even
Okay.
that,
Okay.
I have bookkeepers and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
that's also something that's probably not mentioned very often. But truly, a really great CPA that can give tax advice to a business owner that's profitable with an S
Yeah.
corp and how to really manage all that. Because
Yeah.
what do you do? It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
and people that are really good at niches, for example, for social media marketing and not just Facebook ads. No.
Yeah.
But for example, we have a Bali tour coming up in September, and the woman that's leading it is a Qigong instructor. There's got to be niches for Qigong people that would love to go on this tour. I don't
Okay.
know how to reach them,
Yeah. Yeah. You got to target that.
right? So sometimes there's tours like that instead
Mm.
of just her following. Now, mind you, we only take 24 people. So
Oh.
let's fill it up really quick.
Yeah.
Only 24. It's a small group. And once it's
Yeah.
full, it's full.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I don't know.
Of
I mean, I know
course.
a lot and I know how to build a great business and deliver on it, but I don't know what I don't know. So
Of
someone
course.
watching this may go, wow, I really know what this person could use, and they could use my talent.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that you're open-minded and you're open to listening to our community. They'll be so pumped to, assist you in whatever way they see fit. And all the roles that you've mentioned, we have, talented people that would love to assist you. So I'm very excited to see how you guys level up in the years to come. So lastly, before we close off, Karen, what's the end goal for Spirit Tours? What's your vision for it?
I'm glad you asked that because I was like, that was what I wanted to add when I was saying that. So for me, really, to your community,
Hmm.
I really I'm drawn to people that really want to give more than they receive because I know as you
Yeah.
give more, you receive more. So
Hmm.
the vision is everywhere we go, we've adopted a school in the Bundi Forest of Uganda. We've helped them
Hmm.
build buildings. They're orphans, and there were 40 kids when I met them in 2022. Now there's
Yeah.
250 showing up because they don't want to walk 3.5 hours one way to go to school,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's changing this community. So we're
Mm.
raising money and building, and then we're going to do a tour next year, and so everybody's bringing a bag of shoes and clothes and all of that. So
Yeah.
imagine 24 bags coming to these children and
Mm.
sponsor them and put them through school, and it's
Yeah.
just because we're going to go there, and and the same in Bali. We're about to do that in Bali. When we go to
Yeah.
Egypt, there's a fishing village, and we love up the people and
Yeah.
all over the world, and scholarships for people that actually can't afford maybe this tour. We're
Mm.
going to have people recommend people of service that are doing great things in the world, and
Yeah.
nominate them. And Spirit Tours is going to say yes to a hero. You get to go to Bali this year.
Oh, wow.
It makes me weep. So this is what I
Yeah.
want to do. I want to give back more. They always
Mm.
say, and I believe, if you give 10 times more than what somebody expects, you're always going to have such a prosperous life in business.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for people that can catch this vision of it's not a typical tour company looking for commissions, and this is like my ministry. And
Yeah.
and and people that really catch a hold of this and want to travel, there's fringe benefits. Just saying. It's not just okay, the gig. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, you really help produce videos and you're fun to work with, and oh my gosh, and you want to go to Bali? Spirit Tours is paying. I'm getting shivers because this is what I want. Spirit Tours will pay for you to go to Bali,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Things like that. And I'm serious about this, and I'm real about this.
yeah.
That's my vision, is to really be a positive force for good. Maybe in this climate on this planet that's changing
Mhm.
and is divided in many
Mm,
ways, maybe this is a seed that 30 years from now, this is what the Vikings or the celebrity or whatever they're doing in the future,
mm.
because Spirit Tours led the way in that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Doesn't have to
amazing.
be that, but it's certainly enough for us to do that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
does that make
Great.
sense, Izzy? Yeah.
It does. It does. Thank you so much. I love how passionate you are about it. And it's so easy to be passionate about it because traveling, photography, videography, those are all, my passions. So I think that's why I'm loving this interview so much.
Well, we're going to
um,
have to meet when I come to South Africa again.
yes.
Okay.
Definitely. And if I ever find myself in Texas, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I just, yeah, like I said, I love the passion. And like you said, it's your ministry, like it's your calling. It's
Yeah.
not just a job. It's not just numbers or money. It's you connecting on a deeper level with, communities that would really benefit from, your input, your help, your just being there.
Yeah.
So I honestly cannot wait to see what you cook up next, and I will follow you extremely closely.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much for your time, Karen. Thank you for sharing spirituals with the community, and I wish you all the best in future.
Thank you. Thank you. And if any of those experiences, if you have experience in something I mentioned or didn't mention,
Yeah,
you can send it to the email journey@spirit.tours.
journey.
Journey@spirit.tours. Yeah, let's have a
Perfect.
journey together. Okay.
Love that. Thank you again.
All right. Take care.
Perfect. It should be stopping any minute now because I did click
Oh,
stop,
yeah,
but
you
it's
can edit that out. I just didn't know if I was supposed to say